Hi guys, Phoenix Rex here. I'm doing a video on Pokemon Leaf Green. It's a remake of Pokemon Red and Pokemon Blue, obviously with better colours as you can see. They also now have boy and girl options and some extra islands at the end. So let's go ahead and get started. Good old Professor Oak, starting with the original Pokemon 2. That we didn't pop Pokemon out like that though. Alright, are you a boy or a girl? I'm a girl. Alright, let's get to choose our name. Of course I'm going to go with Phoenix. And it fits perfectly every time. Good old Gary, the original rival from Pokemon. But let's go ahead. Let's call him Gary anyway, just because we know about Gary. Our very own Pokemon legend is about to unfold. A world of dreams and adventures with Pokemon awaits. Let's go! Now, we always start in our bedroom, obviously, with our SNES sitting in front of us. Old Nintendo, Super Nintendo. Now we'll go see Mum, see what she's got to say. Alright, something I always do when I first start. So I open up my options, change the text speed to fast. That's just me. I like the text to be faster so that it just gets things going. I've played these games so many times before, it's just a lot quicker. Another good thing with this emulator is it actually has a speed up function. So at the start, when you don't actually have running shoes, which was another thing they implemented in Leaf Green, Fire Red, is you can hit spacebar. It makes it run really fast. It can be annoying at times, but it's still good nevertheless. So, well, went to go find Professor Oak. He's not there. So, let's go wandering outside because usually that makes him pop. Such an impatient person. Quite rude in these Pokemon games too, actually. Those Pokemon games, your rival is always literally your rival. It wasn't until they get further into the Pokemon games, further up the chain, that they actually become a friendly competitor, I guess you could call it. I'm fascinated for Charmander, so I'm going to go ahead and pick him. The other two are Squirtle and Bulbasaur. Gary always chooses the opposing one of you. So if you chose Squirtle, he'd choose Bulbasaur. If you chose Bulbasaur, he'd choose Charmander. It makes it harder later on in the game when you defeat him and further on because of types. Come on, Gary, take me on. Alright, so basically in the starting point, this is really, it's just the luck of the draw, truth be told. So, typical RNG. It isn't until you get further up when they start learning actual elemental attacks like Amber and Water Gun and stuff like that, that it really starts to make a difference. Alright, let's start off with a Growl. Gary's attack. Just scratch him, scratch, scratch, scratch. Oh, this is going to be close. So you don't always get a crit, so I was very lucky there. And you can waste it on Pokeball. Oh shit. Things like Pokemon dolls for no reason. Now let's go heal up. The mother will actually help you rest your Pokemon. She's kind of like acts as a Pokemon center kind of thing. Alright. Oopsie. Didn't mean to hit it twice. Alright, next up. Next town. Now unfortunately, because we don't have any Pokeballs, we can't catch any Pokemon. But we can still use it to level up our Charmander. I don't normally name my Pokemon very often because there's so many Pokemon in the game. I just run out of ideas for all of them because I'm one of those type of people that's got to catch every single one that I can get my hands on. Also with the Visual Boy Advance, I have found that you can actually do a trading link to Visual Boys. This allows me to go onto another game like a Leaf Green game or a Fire Red game and get all 3 starter Pokemon. Another thing I suggest is talking to everyone. Some of them will actually give you stuff like this guy giving me a potion. Some of them will have some interesting things to say, some ideas, some tips, tricks, and some won't actually attack you unless you do talk to them. So it's up to you whether you want them to attack you or not, but hey, a bit of grinding every now and then, it's got to be done. Level them up. Alright, and I got my first elemental attack. Ember. Or Ember. If anyone wants to pronounce it how you wish. Alright, first place, Veridian City. First thing I always do is go to the Pokemon Center. If you do have any fights or anything like that, if you KO or Blackout, we'll actually go back to the last Pokemon Center you healed at. If that was your mum and you're at the Elite Four, then you're going to end up having to run that whole friggin' strip again. Like, really, it's not worth it. Save at every town, at the Pokemon Center in every town. Now, this is a Pokemon Mart. It's the first place I'd suggest going because he wants you to send a package to Professor Oak. This will unlock your Pokedex and Pokeballs because he won't even sell you anything at the moment. until you take that parcel back. Can't even progress until you take the parcel back, so you can head back home. Didn't mean to press that. Alright. Let's hit him with an ember. That was a really uneventful run back, you know? I was expecting at least a few more fights. Alright, let's drop this off, and he will give me the Pokédex. And of course, Gary will come running in, freaking bitching and whinging like he normally does. And we got our first 5 Pokeballs too, which helps. Gary will have his 2 cents and then he'll run off. Okay, so we now have our Pokédex. Tell us what Pokemon we have, what we've seen. Alright, so the Pokeball says which ones we've caught. Obviously you can see which ones we've seen. Now we have to talk to Gary's sister. No, she says, won't my audio. Oh, there it is. Won't actually give a map. She does. Bye. Now if we look in our bag of our items, which are our potions, antidotes, stuff like that. We have our key items like our town maps and our bicycles and such. And then we have our Pokeballs. Obviously that's self-explanatory. Now let's get a move on. Move on to the next stage. Go catch some Pokemon. I try to catch every Pokemon in each area. That's just me. I do prefer to try and get as many as I can and level them up myself. Rather than catch a Rattata and a Raticate, which is the evolved form of Rattata, I'd rather catch a Rattata and evolve it. It also uses less spots in the storing Pokemon. There's one more important Pokemon I need to get from this area, and that would be Pidgey. I really hate it when there's only two Pokemon in an area and the same Pokemon keep popping up over and over again. Frustrating. Saying that, the XP took place. Gotta give it that much. Little baby Pidgey. Only at level 2, so it's gonna be nice and annoying to level. Alright, now a few more Pokemon I like to get the west of the city. First off, up my Pokemon. Always a necessity. Now, if you continue to run this way, you would run into Gary, but normally after you go up and around the top there. Now I should actually position my Pokemon better. I do have leveling, so always start with the lowest one, your highest one to back it up. So I'm going to go into a fight, there's a good chance, oh it's a Mankey, that's okay. But he's higher level, so I wouldn't leave my Pidgey out, I'd change over to my Charmander. He's higher in level. However, I am going to try and catch this Mankey, so the experience probably won't even matter. Or not, I'll do a critical attack and he'll die. There's two Pokemon in this area I wanted to catch, one of them being the Mankey, and the other one being a Spearow. Now, as long as... Ooh, that one's close. As long as Pokemon is at least in the yellow, red preferably, they should be fairly easy to catch. Some Pokemon are more annoying, like Abra, because he will teleport the minute he sees you. So you have one chance, and it's basically a luck of the draw, because he'll have a full green bar. Unless you put him to sleep, he's going to disappear. Now I do a lot of grinding in my games. I will kind of skip that spring part for you. Don't worry. Oopsie. A little bit too low to go attacking him. Saying that, if he had a flying attack, perfect against Mankey. Mankey's a fighting type. They're actually weak against flying types. Every Pokemon type has its weakness, so now, because Charmander's low in health, I will actually head back and heal Pokemon. I'll speed this up. Crash into a housewarm in the process. Sometimes it's actually good to have that fast forward. Alright, last but not least, Spearow. Flying are usually weak against electric, so, but unfortunately I don't have an electric Pokemon, so that doesn't help me. Didn't mean to do that. I was hoping his growl would make him weak enough to actually do a close attack, but oh well. Now, fighting Pokemon are actually against normal. However, my fighting Pokemon Mankey is nowhere near high enough to know a fighting attack. So, normally they're elemental attacks that are based off their type, like Charmander and Ember, and Squirtle and Watergun. They do damage because they're of that element. So when my Mankey learns Karate Chop, that'll do more damage than a Scratch or something. It's a level 3, I might give him a go. Go. Ooh, sweet critical hit. That'll work. That'll work. Now I can learn Sand Attack. Ugh, now all the Mankeys. Yay me. There we go. Alright. Sweet. I am now going to chim out Rattata so I can level up Rattata for a bit. Alright. Hopefully it's Spiro. No, Mankey. Okay. Spiro. Notice next to Mankey, under Mankey's name I should say, there's a Pokeball. That means I've actually caught Mankey before. He's in my Pokedex as caught. It saves me like doubling up thinking, oh, have I caught it? It's a big issue with the blue and red at the start. Oh my god, just give me a Spiro already. Most people will just move along now, but pretty determined when I want to get certain Pokemon. Especially when I want to get all the Pokemon. So I'm sure there are more places I can get Spiro, but there's not many on the way going into the first gym leader. Because I chose Charmander, being the hardest, the first gym leader is Rock, the second gym leader is Water. So being of a fire type, fire doesn't do much damage to Rock. Doesn't do much damage back, but that's not the point. And Water is strong as against fire. So, and fire does next to nothing. So, I've chosen the hardest one, I think, but I like Charmander. I chose something I like. There's nothing wrong with that. Bulbasaur is actually the easiest one because he's grass. Not only is he good against rock types, he's also good against water types. So he's the easiest one to pick out of all of them. Then would be Squirtle, who's good against rock types, but water against water is not going to do much. So but because I have a lot of Pokemon that don't have attacks against rock, I need as many as I can get. So this is why I'm so determined to get this Spearow. He may not do much damage towards a rock type Pokemon, but it may be that break between me actually winning and losing. So saying that, my Pokemon might need a heal. Very hard to control in fast forward mode. Finally, Spearo's back. Alright, let's see if I can catch him without killing him this time. I swear if I do a crit attack, I'm going to be pissed. Alright. Let's catch the little sneaky. Okay, I think we'll leave it at that. That's the first stage of Pokemon done. I have my first lot of Pokemon that should be able to keep me alive during the boss fight, as long as I can level them up high enough. I'm going to need them at least to level 10, all of them. Even higher if you're actually going to only use 1 or 2 Pokemon or 3 Pokemon. Especially if you choose Charmander. Always save your game regularly. Last thing you want to do is walk away and your computer friggin' crash or something silly like that. Don't worry, mine doesn't. I've fixed that. And you lose all your progress. Nothing worse. With any game, really. So, alrighty guys. Well, I will catch you on the next recording. Hope you have a good one. The link for the Visual Boy Advance will be in my description. The ROMs, I actually own the games physically myself, so therefore I am allowed to use the ROMs for my personal use. You would actually have to go and find the ROMs yourself, but please make sure that you own the games physically first before you go and get those ROMs. Legal requirement of Nintendo. Alright guys, I'll catch you later. Have a good one. Don't forget to like and subscribe to see more content. Bye!